Spooky manga chat. How's it going, Alex?
It's going great.
Nice.
How are you guys?
Doing good. It's been on Halloween spooky. Is it like a spooky in the Pacific Northwest right now?
I haven't really left the house in a while. No. I've just been, for the past 5 days, I've just been going a million miles an hour on my art. Yesterday, I woke up at 1:30 p.m. and then I started working, and then I didn't stop at all until 2:30 in the morning. Jeez. I didn't take a single break.
That's crazy.
That's pretty spooky.
I can't draw at night. I need the sunshine through the window onto my desk. Yeah. How's it going, Simon? Spooky Candyman. Yeah, okay, he's creeping. He's creeping.
He's frozen. He looks scary.
Wait, is he frozen or is he?
Everyone's voices are completely doubling up for me.
Really?
All the voices are layered. All of your voices are just layering up.
No, it's not happening for me. If in the comments, let us know if you can hear us twice. All right, well, Simon, you can hear us twice?
Seems like there's a lag.
All right. Yeah, having some technical difficulties. Simon's bad connection, maybe. I think he's just sitting there being spooky, to be honest. We're having a spooky episode. So, Alex, have you ever seen a ghost?
No, I've never seen a ghost, but I've heard disembodied noises.
Really?
The most recent one.
Hello?
Simon, can you hear?
I can hear you. I was on mute.
The most recent disembodied noise that I heard was probably sometime last year. I painted one of my alien paintings. I just finished it like the day before, and I had it hanging right here. And I was alone in my room, and all of a sudden I heard a noise, like I don't even know how to describe what kind of noise, but it came from the direction of the painting.
Jeez.
And I was like, what the fuck? I mean, to be completely honest, I was stoned when this happened. And yeah. I have been stoned every time something weird happened in my life. Well, no, that's not true.
Are you fully awake? Because I have a lot of like waking dreams.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
like a big explosion or like you know, things like that.
I don't believe that anything that happens when you're on the brink of being awake is a supernatural thing. Because as soon as I start falling asleep, my brain connects to like radio waves, and I start hearing voices that are not part of my brain, I think, but they probably are. It's just the transition between being awake and being asleep. But yeah, exploding.
Yeah, I can hear you, Simon.
Yeah,
oh, you can?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah.
Oh, fuck. I thought you couldn't still hear me. For like minutes there, no one could hear me.
No.
I thought you were just doing a little act.
Everything was looping up. I kept on hearing all your voices staggered, and it was like a loop pedal was on, and everything was running at once, and no one could hear me. And you kept saying I was frozen, and I was here saying, hello, hello.
Very, very still.
Okay, all right, I'm in. Okay, you can hear me. I felt very isolated and lonely there for a few minutes.
Yeah.
You were talking about these phantom voices, Alex. I hear phantom music in the night. I hear beautiful piano music.
That's pretty scary.
Is this when you fall asleep, Simon, or like fully awake?
In between, I guess, in between realms, sort of half asleep. Yeah. Sorry to cut you off there, Alex. I was waiting for waiting for a moment to say hello. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm glad you can be part of the chat now.
Well, me too. I'm one of the co-hosts. I wanted to be here. Yeah, be a ghost in the machine, I suppose. I don't know. We had some issues there. Anyway, hi. It's good to see you.
Yeah, good to see you too.
So you were getting started talking about the ghosts, Josh. You kicked it off.
Yeah. We're having a little ghost chat.
And you're saying you're a bit stoned, Alex, and you heard some voices.
Oh my gosh, the scariest one that ever happened to me was a disembodied. Well, this wasn't quite a disembodied voice. I was home alone, living in Denver on Pennsylvania Avenue, down on South Broadway, and we lived in a carriage house out back of an apartment building. So it was kind of, we lived above our deaf landlord. So staircase that goes up to our apartment, and we were right next to the alleyway. So anybody that walked down the alleyway would walk right next to our staircase. One night I was really stoned, alone by myself in that carriage house up the stairs, and I was painting or something, and all of a sudden somebody came and knocked on the door, and it was nighttime, by the way. Somebody came and knocked on the door, and I was like, who is it? And I swear I heard like a garbled alien voice. And I ran to the fucking closet, and I hid in the closet until Patrick came home.
Jeez.
You sure
But
it wasn't
like,
just
there's
Patrick, just drunk?
No, he was at work. He was at work, and I just don't understand who would have came to the door at that time. But like, it was probably like a homeless person walking down the alleyway or something. But it was really scary when it happened.
Or a chupacabra or something. Who knows in Denver? I don't know. Do they have those there, chupacabras?
No, I don't think so.
So have either of you actually seen a ghost? I saw a spectral figure as a child in my grandmother's creepy old house. Tasmania is said to have the highest percentage of ghosts, like per square kilometre, anywhere in the world. I guess from all the convict days, the destruction of the Aboriginal population, like the Black Line, where everyone walked across the island and massacred the remaining Aboriginals. A lot of ghosts down there, a lot of creepy shit going on. Those cells down at the Port Arthur, like convict camps, so apparently just will chill you to the bone. I've never gone in there, too scared. But my grandmother's old weird house built on a swamp, as a child, I did see a spectral man wandering through the halls.
What did it look like?
Really?
Describe it to us.
Like an aura, just like a spectral figure of a man, just slowly walking.
Wow.
And my mother has seen ghosts many times, and I tend to not believe her and like, well, you were high on heroin or something, so, come on, take it with a grain of salt. But anyway.
Well, that's similar. That's basically my experience, as I saw the same thing as you, but I'm I don't really believe that I saw that, because it was in a graveyard on the Isle of Wight, and a graveyard is just too obvious, I reckon.
Yes, if you're going to see a spectral wanderer, a graveyard would be the place for all the.
But I remember, it was a kind of terror like I've never felt before. It's like full body, like metallic taste in your mouth, kind of thing.
Wow.
Really?
How old were you? Were you drunk?
No, I would have been about 12, I think. It was just like me and my mates after school would go play in this graveyard that was next to the school. And I think it would have been winter, so it was like pretty dark at 5 o'clock. And there's just this light. It was like light was moving down the path in the middle. Probably about 5'10".
About 5'10". Caucasian.
Wow, that's wild.
One of those Caucasians.
Yeah. Wally says,
wow.
Yeah. If the music's too loud, let me know, but yeah.
Sounds good to me. It's setting the tone for this spooky chat. So, Alex, have you actually seen a spectre? You've just heard voices.
No, I've never actually seen a spectre. But I think the reason that hasn't happened to me is because it would scare me too much, and I might have a heart attack or something. Because I'm always anticipating seeing something. So, especially in the dark at night, I don't want to see one so bad that maybe my mind is blocking it out because I feel like I would like die from a heart attack or something if I saw it.
Yeah. I feel my house that I live in currently in Santa Clarita out in the desert in California, I feel perfectly fine here. It's not haunted. It's fine. But my wife constantly says there's a ghost of a little girl in our shower. So I'm sleeping in my bed, and we have like this long passage with like sinks up to this bathroom, like an ensuite. So whenever I'm in bed, I mean, I've got my back to this long dark tunnel with this bathroom where apparently this little girl lives, and there's also apparently a man in the corner of our bedroom. I've never felt any of this, and Jack has just been away for 4 nights. I'm in there with my kid, you know, in the bedroom. I've never felt anything, never had a tickle down the spine, never felt creeped out. But she keeps creeping me out. She says this, and I can't stop fucking thinking about it. And I'm constantly looking for this fucking little girl in the shower and always thinking about it. But if she didn't say this shit, I wouldn't fucking think about it.
Not to minimize Jack's lived experience, but is it possible it's steam?
Steam?
Yeah.
It might be, or just, she said there was a skeleton, like a spectral skeleton that lived on the steps at our previous house as well. And so I'd go and feed the rabbits, and I'd have to like turn the lights off on this basement staircase, and I'd like close the door. I'm a little scared because it's dark, and I have to close the door, and I'm like, am I going to see this fucking skeleton down there?
This is like a bit spooky. There's this like the ones you get from like Target or CVS or whatever. This like skeleton dog is set up on the street opposite mine for Halloween, and I just saw a guy on a bicycle with it under his arm.
He just stole it.
Yeah, like a couple hours ago, and I was walking bingos. He had it under his arm. He was cycling away.
What's he gonna go and fuck it or something?
I don't know. He's gonna put it outside his house, I guess.
Yeah, but I don't think I'm particularly ghost sensitive, to get back to ghosts and not skeleton fuckers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm stoned. You know, the stonedness. Like, you know, you're supposed to dream less when you're stoned. Although last night I had a dream where Jack and I, the world turned upside down. Like it was beautifully directed, this dream. Like everything shifted and the whole room turned. You know, the water was running and this big blue flash, and it was like a temporal disturbance and vivid dreams. Because I've been getting longer sleep while Jack's away. I put the kid down and I just go to sleep with her, and I've been sleeping for like 12 hours, full REM patterns. Vivid dreams. I had this monstrous train ride the other night. Yeah, dreams. Do you think dreams are real in any way, or some? You know, I do a lot of lucid dreaming. I've
really
become very frightened within a lucid dream at a tall tower and realized how high up I was. I flew up and then like, oh fuck, I'm really high up now, and I'm in my own brain, and it feels like I've been dreaming for days, but it's only a short sleep session. Can I get trapped in here? Can I get trapped in my own fucking mind? What is the limit of the mind?
Have you ever managed to do anything cool lucid dreaming?
Oh yeah, flying everywhere, like, you know, fucking stuff, like just doing whatever I want. I got to a really controlled place, like on a long plane ride once. I was just half asleep, and I knew I was sitting in a plane. I was just about and doing all this stuff and doing whatever the fuck I wanted.
That's awesome.
Yeah, no, the idea was to turn it into a tool so I could like prepare my taxes during my sleep, or like write a Megan Mogg comic and like really utilize my time on this earth. And such wasted time with the sleeping. But yeah, any interesting dream experiences or out of body experiences with you guys? Anything come to mind?
Just as I was saying, waking dreams. I remember like when I went to Israel I would have constant waking dreams where I'd hear explosions and yeah.
Wow.
You may well have been tuned into a parallel universe. You know, who knows?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What do you call it? Sleep paralysis. I have a lot.
You have that?
That sounds scary. Oof.
Yeah. You guys have.
You have. Fuck no. If I had sleep paralysis, I wouldn't.
Yeah.
I don't know what I would do, but I wouldn't like that.
So I fully wake up, and then there's like 2 people, usually it's like, well, 1 or 2, in the corner of the room, just like looking at me, and they're kind of like, you know, I can just see sort of like, they're behind the light, so there's like, I can just see like the end of the nose, like lower forehead, like just like kind of
like silhouettes.
Yeah, and it usually lasts about, it feels like maybe 3 minutes, 2 minutes. And
wait, you'd see stuff like weird things.
People at the end of the bed or like in the corner of the room.
Jim Woodring, one of my favorite cartoonists, Jim Woodring, has fantastic stories about seeing all giant spinning, crying faces and pieces of meat at his bed. Famous for his visions. Same kind of similar thing, Josh.
It happens about twice a year.
Wow.
Yeah. Absolutely, it's so terrifying, and it ruins your mood for about 6 hours after you wake up. It's really.
I fucking imagine seeing spectral, long-nosed figures.
Yeah.
You're kind of writing about this stuff, Alex, and the Devil's Grin. Robert's taking all the no-dose kind of tablets and trying to avoid dreaming. I mean, the dreams are syncing up, and
because that's where Mr. Sleep violates him in his dreams, so he doesn't want to fall asleep. But when I dream as soon as I start falling asleep. I dream. I have never slept and not dreamed. I've never not dreamed ever. And it feels, in my dreams, it feels like I'm working. I'm working on some project out there in the 4D. Every single second I'm dreaming, it feels like I'm working on something out there, and it feels like so familiar to me every time I'm there. And then as soon as I wake up, it all disappears. Like I'm living a completely separate life out there.
Yeah, for me, it has to be early morning, like the REM, rapid eye movement period. Like I can't. Yeah, that's fascinating. You can just fall asleep and instantly tap into that subconscious area.
But I have really bad insomnia. I can't fall asleep easily. I wish I could fall asleep easily, so maybe that's the downside.
You guys mostly have good dreams or nightmares? I exclusively nightmares. I haven't.
Really?
That's sad. I'm sorry.
Yeah, 50-50 for me.
I only have nightmares very, very occasionally, but I had some of the worst nightmares of my life about 5 months ago because I was taking a supplement that can cause nightmares, and it was the most psychedelic nightmare I've ever had in my life. I woke up and I was like, what the fuck? It was like a life-changing nightmare.
Yeah.
Like the scariest movie I've ever seen.
Do you remember anything from it, or is that?
Yeah. Okay, the scariest part was I was in the passenger seat of a car, and a psychotic guy was driving the car as fast as he could towards a wall. And I saw my life collapsing as we got closer to the wall because I knew I was going to die. And I was just in that moment, just preparing myself to crash into the wall and die. Yeah. And then when I died, I transferred to a different part of the nightmare where I was walking through a junkie house and there were a bunch of people overdosing on heroin all around me. And then, what else? I can't, that's enough. That's enough.
I lost a foot once, a chainsaw wielding nutter cut my foot off in a park, and it felt like about 6 hours in real time, just lumbering around with this painful stump. It was quite awful. But generally, I just have anxiety dreams, just like my kids kidnapped or zombies. I've had some really fucking awesome zombie dreams recently, like, you know, a zombie-filled supermarket and climbing trees to get away from them. Fantastic stuff. I kind of like bad dreams. It's, you know, grist for the mill. And,
yeah, they're kind of fun.
Yeah, it's visceral. You wake up like, woo!
Especially because you're working on a zombie story right now, so.
Exactly, it's research.
Research, yeah. I love it when dreams are research.
Going back to the lucidity thing really briefly, just I touched a rock once. I was lucid, and just the heat of the rock. I remember being in the dream and just like, I'm feeling heat. A UFO once as well. I was just touching the side of like this metallic UFO, and just like, there's heat radiating off it. Like, I can feel the fucking heat. Like, I'm dreaming and I can feel that. Yeah, it's just the way the brain tricks you, or we're tapping into another parallel space, or I don't know. You know, I used to try and do a lot of out of body stuff when I was a teenager, like really read up on it, and, you know, trying to float around the neighborhood at night. I think once I maybe kind of did it, and I was floating around the city over Launceston, over looking at everything, or I just tricked myself into thinking I was. I don't know.
I had a flying dream where I was flying above Cheeseman Park in Denver and looking down, and it truly felt like I was flying around at night. Like I was sleeping at night and it was nighttime in the park and I was flying around looking down at the park. It felt like I was really there.
Yeah, some of the things we create in our dreams are just so complex. And like I was talking about the dream from last night about this flipping room and just the direction of it and the colors and the design. Like, wow, how can my mind just... It feels like AI, to just like generate such an incredible image so quickly. I guess our brains are the original AI.
Yeah, we're all AI.
Yeah, how insulting to human brains and human love and passion and creation.
Yeah.
Our brains do incredible subconscious stuff. There's times where my brain knows my brain has like the answer to a question that I had no idea I knew. It's crazy. Like
Yeah,
somebody's talking about something and I know the word and I didn't know I knew that word.
I think it's just the hereditary passing on of things and just this incredible organic circuitry that holds onto these memories that smells can trigger and just, fascinating creatures we are.
Yeah.
I feel like you like consciously come up with your stories, or they're just like given to you by some hidden part of your brain. I absolutely don't. I feel like almost I can't take credit for any ideas.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. I feel like art, you can judge the quality of art by whether an artist is tapping into that unknowable source or if they're just doing it from their own ego. I feel like that is the way you can judge whether art is good or not.
Yeah, I can't be like, okay, I want the story to be about this. I want it to do this. It just like comes, and it's a little bit terrifying because it's like if the ideas stop coming, I don't know how to like create them.
I feel like my characters are somewhat alive, like I've willed them into being in some godlike way, and they kind of do exist in their own realm, and it just kind of comes to me in this automatic way. Going back to Jim Woodring, he used to go down to a certain ravine in Washington and sit there, and he said he'd get in touch with the Unifactor, which was the world where his Frank and Manhog characters lived, and the stories would just come to him. He was just a conduit for them. That might just be a bunch of arsey wank, but I tend to believe him.
I believe it.
I think he's completely sincere in his visions. Again, it's amazing that you see these Woodring-esque, Josh. I didn't know this about you.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys, I forgot to tell you, based on dreams, I had a dream about a month ago where I was my characters. I was Dandelion and Robert, and Meg was there, and Josh's character was there, and Alonzo Sneak was there. And we were all walking under a bridge together.
Wow.
Were they cartoony or realistic? How did you perceive them?
It was like whenever I have a dream about comics, it's like the person, am looking down at the comic panels in the dream, but I'm also living through the comic panels. It's hard to explain, but like they weren't like in front of me, but I was also experiencing walking under a bridge with all of them.
Yeah, like I used to dream that I lived in Springfield a lot from The Simpsons, but I couldn't tell you whether everything was cartoon or like real life.
I can tell you categorically, I dreamt about a cartoon Homer Simpson when I was 16. This dream that's haunted me forever, and it was my real house in Launceston. It's since demolished and doesn't exist anymore. The ghosts of it do. It exists in my mind. The whole floor plan, I can picture it all and conjure it into being. But yeah, this animated Homer Simpson, just fully animated, kind of like that Treehouse of Horror episode with the 3D Homer that falls into the real world. It was animation in the real world, Roger Rabbit style.
Wow, cool.
Very clear, anyway.
Wow.
Sorry, okay. Crunch time. Do ghosts exist? We've been talking about specters in the mind. Yeah?
I'm going to say no.
No? No. I hope they do. I hope that our brains live on in some capacity. I'm not a religious man. I wouldn't say I'm an atheist. I'm perhaps agnostic. I'd like to believe in I am a spiritual person. I'd like to believe that these magical, circuitry, conduit, brain things, whatever they are, in some way our memories live on. So I think human emotions are too special and beautiful to just be snuffed out at the end of our, of a finite life like an ant. So, but then are we better than ants? Not really. We're talking monkeys. But becoming a father now, just the idea of leaving my daughter behind and just, me just being gone. That's it's a lonely thought. It's a horrible thought. I don't. I want to live forever in a way. I want to be immortal.
I think ghosts are so we exist in a 3D realm, and then there's a 4th dimensional realm that we can't even wrap our minds around what goes on there. And I think that ghosts are just a brief glimpse of a spirit being in the liminal space between 3D and 4D. And it doesn't necessarily mean anything, and it could be somebody's spirit that doesn't know that it's dead and needs to be helped to pass on into the afterlife.
I once read of a story. Sorry, Josh, I'll try to be quick. I read of a story of a woman that would appear at the side of the road, a spectral woman, and then over time, like decades later, a pink dress, then over time, a white dress, and then she started to fade, and then she was just like, you could barely see her. And the theory was that it goes to some kind of playback in a way, like a traumatic moment, like a longing, just wills this spectral, like an
imprint.
VHS, an imprint, like a VHS tape that erodes over time and disintegrates. So I don't know.
Boris Johnson has a nice thought there. Ghosts are like stars. What you're seeing is no longer there. Yeah.
Perhaps that plays into the theory that I was just saying. Who knows? But I think there's something out there. We hear voices. I hear this beautiful spectral piano music deep in the night. Very clearly, I can hear it.
In real life?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'll be awake and I can just hear music. But when I was young, I used to like be spinning. I'd lie on the mattress and I could just feel like I was like spinning through space and just actively. And I'd grow very large and I'd grow very small. And I don't know. I've always had these strange experiences with sleep and dreaming and sort of waking dreams, and I don't know, like I'm tapped into something. Like I said, I'm a spiritual guy.
Yeah, it's important to have that as an artist, because otherwise,
I think so.
I feel like if you were an artist and you totally like didn't believe in it and you were a staunch atheist, I feel like you wouldn't create very interesting art. You know? Not to say everybody needs to be religious or anything, but just a little something. Just
open to, you know.
Yeah.
Final words on ghosts, Josh? Any final words? You just said no. You just said a staunch no.
Yeah, I don't know about ghosts, but yeah, I don't really have anything else to add to it with ghosts.
All right. Well, then, my friends, Manga Chacketeers, our lovely guest, Alex Graham, let's move on to the outer reaches of space and the unidentified flying objects and the greys, the bugmen, the mermen, the what's out there? UFOs, aliens. The truth, is it out there? Now, Alex, I know that you love aliens.
Yes.
On Twitter, you're posting a lot of alien stuff. Have you seen a UFO?
No, I thought I saw a UFO one time when I was camping. And I was drunk and I started crying because I was so happy that I finally saw a UFO, and then I realized it was a satellite.
Oh.
But I've never actually seen a UFO.
Josh, have you seen a UFO?
No, I haven't. No.
I've seen it twice.
Really?
Yeah, once when I was like 6 years old, maybe 5 or 6. So, you know, I was young, but my mother was scoring some drugs somewhere. And I was in the car for a few hours alone, as you are when you're a kid. I mean, I'm sure most people can identify with that, being left alone in a car for hours while your mother's off getting some heroin, some black tar heroin somewhere. It's a rite of passage, a tale as old as time. But yeah, I was in the car, and there was this glowing orange orb just sort of, you know, up in the sky, and I watched it for us, you know, awake, bored, you know, when's mummy coming back? And could see it up there, and then it just like started floating around, and then just shot off. And I also saw a very similar object about 8 years later when I was like 13 years old in the beach town of Weymouth. I was with my friends. We weren't drunk, or maybe we'd had some rocket fuel. Maybe we'd like poured some sweet vermouth and some cheap vodka into a bottle, but I don't remember being shit-faced. I was 13, you know, I'd only been drinking for a few years at that point. But again, a similar object up in the sky, very clear skies down there. We're in this beach town. There's no interference from electricity. Like, you can really see the whole fucking galaxy. And again, another sort of round orange object floating up there, and then just boom, shot off. Like, similar to UFO videos I've seen in the decades since. I don't know. They really didn't seem like weather balloons or anything like that. It really felt like seeing something that I can't really come to terms with. I can't really explain it away simply, but, you know, don't know.
Alex, seen that Netflix show Encounters yet?
Yes. I watched up to the second episode with the Zimbabwe kids.
You know, I hate that guy, the one who's like, I just saw a rock and I was shining.
Yes.
That guy is so untrustworthy.
because I've loved that Zimbabwe story ever since I first heard about it 10 years ago or whatever. It's an amazing story. All 60 of these kids saw the fucking UFO, and this fucking dude just comes in, and it doesn't even seem like he was like among the kids or anything. He was probably like back, like behind playground equipment, being a loser or something. But he has to come on and ruin the whole story for everybody.
What did he say?
He was like, I'm the one who said that there was a UFO, and I just wanted to trick everybody, and then everybody believed me.
But he sounds like a masturbator.
He sounds like he was never made.
He's so slimy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just wanted attention.
Yeah.
So, Alex, you do believe in aliens, I believe. You seem quite intrigued, and
I found the first.
What evidence do you have?
I don't have any hard evidence myself, but something I read recently that was very intriguing was there's the 4chan whistleblower who supposedly used to work in an area of government that deals with alien stuff and UFO stuff, and he says that there is a giant UFO underwater in the Bermuda Triangle, and it dispatches all the little UFOs that we see flying around, and that's where some people have said that they've seen a UFO above the ocean, and it goes straight down into the water. It's because they're going back down to their headquarters down in the Bermuda Triangle, and that would explain why all those things have disappeared over history in the Bermuda Triangle. Because they're getting sucked up by that giant UFO.
There's old ancient Tibesti stories, Viking stories of like portals between rocks and different spells. You can disappear and things. And the Bermuda Triangles are fascinating areas. Yeah, strange anomalies there. Sorry, Josh, you were going to say something.
What do you think about Bob Lazar? You think he's credible?
Bob Lazar, I know his name, and I know that he. I don't. Yeah, I don't know much about what does he say?
So he worked at. He was like an MIT guy, and then he says that he got recruited from MIT to work on like spaceships, and like a lot of like the modern law around UFOs are based on things that he said. But then MIT is like, no, he never went here. Like there's no like. So much of his life has been scrubbed. MIT is like he never went here, but he has like newspaper clippings of him in like the MIT engineering club. And
wow!
He went to MIT, but MIT's like, no, this guy doesn't exist on our records.
Is he friends with Tom DeLonge from the Blink-182? He's a big alien expert.
Yeah,
sounds like Tom DeLonge.
Do you think they
another thing? Go ahead.
Do you guys think they mean us well, or do you think they're going to harvest us?
From what I've read, they seem to only appear to us when we are about to do something that could destroy us, like when we're messing around with nuclear weapons. So they could either be wanting us to evolve more before they harvest us for whatever, or maybe they don't want us to explode ourselves. I don't know.
I think it'll be multiple. I believe there's unimaginable terrors and things we cannot imagine, colors we've not seen, just food. New type of hot dog out there in space, just insane, unimaginable things. Not even a hot dog, just different races, different species, different things. Some of us may want to harvest us for food, just like a trawler net, just take us down. Others may well be fascinated by us, but I'd say that there's so much out there that we don't know, and just so many different things.
The 4th episode of that Encounters show goes into that. It's about like the Fukushima nuclear explosion. It's also about Chernobyl.
Wow.
It's like there's stuff like people saw UFOs at Chernobyl just before the the radiation levels had a massive drop.
I mean, I could believe all the stuff about Aztec, Egyptian societies, with Stonehenge. I mean, I've been to Stonehenge. How the fuck did they do that? I mean, the three of us, like, even with a gang of other dickheads, we couldn't do that with like ropes and pulleys. I mean, it would take a lot of work. But I don't know.
I don't think in my opinion, I think that if there are aliens, they're not from outer space. They're not from another planet. They're ancient beings from this planet who are much more evolved than we are, and we're still, like, compared to them, we're primal. We're just in the Stone Ages still, and we're just now like becoming cyborgs because we've got the internet now, and we're like fusing with the internet. But we're still in the primitive age of our species.
It's making us dumber, though, the internet. It's turning people into slobbering morons.
It is.
Just a deluge of information clogging up our brains. So I think people are striving less to really expand their minds. And, you know, are we going to see any more Albert Einsteins or just like people of that level? Not that he's, you know, he invented the atomic bomb and it's horrible, what a cunt. But it's still fascinating chap, you know, or Steve Jobs, or name whatever smart-ass nut job you want, you know. I don't know, there's going to be less and less people that have these incredible, hungry minds. It's going to be full of TikTok dances and pictures of people's bottoms.
Well, I think that's true and not true. Like, I think we all seem like we're getting dumber to each other. But I think if, like, even 30 years ago, if any of us were in a conversation with somebody from 1990, they wouldn't be able to understand how we know so much about so many things.
Yeah. And I feel cynical most of the time, but sometimes I meet a young person who's so fucking amazing at what they're doing, like Jasper and Nate, and like and other kids that do amazing kids. They're adults now, but like young people. I feel like when they are good at something and they are using the internet in the right way to expand their brain and knowledge, they're so fucking scary good. Like I still have hope.
That was my next point, like the other side of the coin, that the right kind of hungry mind can use the resource of the internet in an incredible way, because they do have everything at their fingertips. They don't have to be at the library. They don't have to be doing that kind of level of research. They can get it. It saves a lot of time, and they can utilize it and get where they need to go.
The other side of that, science has reached peak usefulness, and now all of science is like, there's like the science revolution is like the things that we want, not need anymore. There's like that there'll never be an invention that anyone needs ever again. Every need is like what we want, and I think that's going to be like the next technological revolution. Which Alex was saying about aliens, you know, like I think that's where we're headed science-wise.
Well, there are things we need, Josh. Actually, we need teleportation, we need fast travel, and we need better space exploration technology so we can colonize other planets, like empty planets or whatever, or go over and kill all the aliens and just take all this shit, as we do, as humans are wont to do. We love that. We love doing that. Yeah, no, I agree with you in a way. Like, we live such privileged lives. Like, you know, I live better than King Henry or whatever. Like, he's shitting in a pot in a cold, windowless, you know, crappy fucking stone castle. What a loser. I've got my, you know, central heating and my toilets and all my food in my lovely big fridge. You know, I got everything at my fingertips. I've got all this information. I'm living better than Cleopatra. That you know, toothless old crack or Cleopatra. Disgusting, stinky. Stinky pants. But yes, I think there's still technological advances to be made in terms of just like, propagation of the species survival going forward. But, you know, is that something we really need? I don't know.
Speaking of technological advances and aliens, it also is possible that the aliens as we know them, like this kind of guy, are us in the future with the continued advancement of technology, where we start to evolve our bodies to look this way instead of the way they are, because it's less burdensome, it's lighter, and it's more efficient than
I've heard that theory
the human
before.
body we have now.
I've heard that like grey aliens could be an advanced form of humans, like, through time.
Yeah.
We've just gone more sleek, you know, a bit sexier and
bigger
stuff,
eyes.
more lithe. Yeah, bigger eyes, you know, for the deep reaches of space. Yeah. So we do all think there's aliens then. We do all, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Yeah. There has to be. I think it's so arrogant to think we're alone in the entire universe when we know so little about the surrounding space. There has to be something else. Right? Well, they found microbes on Mars or something, didn't they?
Yeah.
Didn't they? I don't know.
Speaking, like, to mix two topics, I have a really vivid memory of a waking dream. As a kid, I woke up at like 2 in the morning. The news was on, and it was like they found a small green worm on Mars.
Wow. Waking dream.
But that didn't really happen?
I've Googled it. It's so vivid. It feels so real, but it was, I don't think it did happen.
Also, I think I talked to Manga Chat before about how for like many decades I believed that Willie Nelson had swum the English Channel, but he never did. But I firmly believed that. I was like, no, he did. Willie Nelson, he swam the English Channel. I saw it. Maybe it happened in a parallel universe, and I crossed over. The universe was a bit less stoned and had the lung capacity to swim that much.
I have a really weird false memory that I've been thinking about for the last day. When I was a kid, there was a Dr. Seuss book where there's a part where there's a Zug under a rug. And I remember on the next page, the monster under the rug being revealed and being terrified out of my fucking mind about it. But every time I look at that book, they never reveal the monster in that book. But I remember being terrified out of my mind of that page in the Dr. Seuss book. It's just a false memory, I guess.
You keep up with all the like CIA stuff and all the recent classified documents, all the classified, declassified stuff. You keep up with all that stuff.
You kind of cut out there, Josh. What was it? The classified what?
You keep up with all like the congressional hearings or the CIA footage. Or you keep up with that stuff.
Yeah. I was kind of keeping up with it. That Mexican alien thing that happened was kind of ridiculous. There's some people that really, really, truly think it's real, but it just, I don't know. It's just, it looks like a piece of clay.
And like animal hair and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. I haven't been paying too close of attention to the other congressional hearing though. To be able
I thought it turned out to be. I thought it was a cake. This alien you're talking about, didn't it turn out to be a cake? I thought it was a cake.
Yeah,
it's like a meme.
There's a cake.
I was shocked last year when like the Pentagon was like, yes, like we're releasing all these UFO videos and all these pilots were saying on record, like, yeah, we've seen this stuff we can't confirm, and they were basically just saying, yeah, aliens are real, and no one cared. Like we were in the middle of, like, I don't know, the Afghanistan, the botched Afghanistan withdrawal or some crazy shit, or just like war in Ukraine and just like mental shit going on, or just like general political insanity, and just no one gave a fuck. If that had happened in the 90s, people would just like, Fox Mulder all in their fucking pants.
The news is just like ramping up so fast that if they said today that they had a UFO, it wouldn't be shocking. It would just be like, oh, that's news.
I'm surprised Trump. Yeah. I was waiting for Trump to be like, yeah, there's UFOs. I went down there to Area 51, beautiful place, beautiful, big, beautiful UFOs down there, the most beautiful UFOs. But he didn't. I thought he would have been, unprofessional fuckhead enough to actually do that, but I was disappointed he didn't. That was all he would have been good for. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like the Pentagon putting that shit out, it's just obviously a distraction. I mean, I tend to it makes me think like, oh, they're not real. If they're trying to manipulate us and put that shit out there to quell us and distract us, it's like, I don't know, they probably just made it all up, but they've got to be hiding something. I mean, they have to be. I mean, I'm shocked it's not come out though. I mean, that we've never really had a completely provable UFO sighting. Or I'm constantly
they're very
waiting.
Careful.
There's quiet moments, so I'll be outside or something doing the trash out, and I'm just waiting for the Independence Day, just the big ship to just roll on over, and just oh, we're fucked, War of the Worlds, here we go.
Well, okay. It's small reveals to desensitize us to it.
What was that?
It's just small reveals to desensitize to it for when it finally does, come out.
So that there's not a mass panic.
Yeah.
When it happens.
That's one theory. That's a theory.
Yeah.
Over here in Philadelphia, earlier this year, we got a emergency alert, and it was latex spill into the Delaware River. Don't turn your don't use tap water for the next 3 days. So
oh my God! Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, so everybody panicked, went to CVS, and our landlord said that he knows something. Like he knows somebody at. Because I'm on the Delaware River, it's right there, and he said that he knows somebody there. Who said it was nothing. Like there was no spill. It was like nothing. And I thought it was like, okay, let's test in this. Like, it's a city, but it's a small enough city that we can test. You know, mass panic. There's no water. What will people do? That's what I think.
Yeah, that's the most scary part of where we're heading for me.
Yeah,
it was the World Economic Forum. It was Klaus Schwab, Josh.
Yeah.
Yeah, there probably are some Machiavellian, like horrible governmental forces trying to like influence and fuck around with everything. Who knows? But what can we do? I just live my life day to day. I enjoy eating ice cream at night. I like to have this Van Leeuwen's ice cream. It's the cherry choc chip. I have that at night once the kiddo's down, and it just makes my day.
Yeah.
And my eggy bread in the morning. I love eating my eggy bread. That's really all I can do. I eat eggs and I eat ice cream. It's the little things.
Yeah.
Gotta appreciate the little things.
I guess we'll start getting into some questions. We've got 13 minutes until 1 o'clock when we'll wrap up. But will I ever go to Philly? Yes, I will. My wife just got back. She said it was lovely. She apparently didn't go downtown and see any of the trank users, and she wasn't violently stabbed to death, thankfully. So she thinks it's nice. So apparently I have to go there now. And Josh lives there, and Nate, and the partners and sons. And Jimmy Brown. I will be going to Philadelphia. Yes, I'd love to. It sounds lovely.
Have you guys heard Secret History of the Human Race by Blood Incantation? I haven't.
No, not Crap Master Zach. It sounds intriguing. It sounds like a black metal album.
Yeah.
We'll check that out, Crap Master. I'm going to give that a Google later on. Any other good questions you can see? Someone says that sucked.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're talking about this episode. But so I saw someone else saying it was a bit Joe Rogan-y. Someone saying racist gummo. Sure.
Yeah.
What's a Harmony Korine's doing some new project called Edgelord with all AI or something? He's making these weird like AI movies. It's all in like Predator vision or something.
No.
That's what Harmony Korine's doing now, I think. Oh, have you guys done DMT? I have.
Yeah, but
I haven't.
I didn't go to the end of the universe. I just had it was like a very fast, intense mushroom trip condensed.
Yeah, well, we fucked it up, Josh. We didn't do it properly. You freaked out over those mannequins, but I was fine. But I did it properly with that.
You did it.
You guys did DMT together?
Yeah, and I laid down. I started laying. I puffed on Simon's old DMT cigarette that a fan gave him, and I opened it was just like everything was like rumbling. All the like leaves outside of your studio were just rumbling, and there was like two things. Actually, it's like I don't know if I even said this to you, Simon, but. Yeah, he was pointing to a thing that was the worst possible thing to come out of a DMT trip to, that booger mannequin. And then the other thing was Simon stood there. I just felt like a intense feeling of like this is like a very kind person who's I just had like really good feelings towards Simon for about a minute. Then they wore off. And,
it sounds like it affected you in a mild way. It didn't hit for me, but I'd done it properly with Alvin Bonaventura, like in a crack pipe or something, not just a cigarette, which I think we were told is wrong, Josh. We ruined it.
Well,
I saw the Machine Elves. I went off. I fooled Joe Rogan's. I saw everything. I pulled the curtains apart. I went to another realm. It was real. I saw so many different creatures. I felt so many different emotions and feelings, and it was incredible.
That's so cool. I've always wanted to do it.
Yeah.
I'm not lucky enough to be around anybody who gives me drugs.
It's probably legal in Seattle now, isn't it? You can probably just buy it at the shops.
Yeah, that's true.
Ralph's or
yeah,
QFC, get your DMT. Yeah, go to San Francisco. It's probably everywhere.
I mean, maybe you just don't do enough festival appearances since the pandemic. Maybe you put the feelers out there for short run if anybody has.
Yeah, we'll get some at the art show, Alex. So we're all going to short run in a bit less than a month. We'll just put it out over the mic. Hey, if anyone's got any DMT, that always works. I can procure anything.
Bring me anything. I'll take anything. I'll worry about whether or not I'll do it later. Just I'll put it in a bag, shake it up.
We should specify we're not doing it with you. Like, don't bring it and think we're going to do it with you. Bring it. We'll yeah.
Drugs are something I do when I'm alone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But also, speaking of short run, Kelly wanted me to say everybody come to short run on November 3rd, right?
Oh, yeah.
But also, everybody get excited because I'm gonna be feeling good and I'm gonna fucking party during short run.
Fuck yeah. I can't wait. We're going to go to
Yeah.
Bar del Corso. Have you been to Bar del Corso before? I want to take you and Patrick to the good Italian restaurant. But we're going to have a great
Cool.
time.
That sounds
We're
awesome.
doing our art show.
Yes.
It's like the weekend of the 4th of November. Josh is going to be there. Josh and I are tabling together with our new anthology. I'm doing an art show with Alex. Josh will be there as well, lurking around. We're going to get Kelly on as a guest. I mean, that's the plan, like the week of. Josh and I want to get Kelly on, talk about the history of short run, what a good job she does running it, and just get everyone really psyched for short run. It's going to be a great fucking comic book show. It's going to be so good. Oh,
I can't wait to smoke cigarettes.
Oh, God, I'm going to smoke so many cigarettes as a treat. It's going to be so amazing.
Yeah.
I'm going to have a rental car. You've got a car, you and Patrick. You still got the car?
Oh, yeah.
We should go up to Snoqualmie or something. Like, I want to go up to the waterfall. Someone just jumped off and killed themselves the other day. Let's go up there and not kill ourselves.
There's an after
That's fun.
And the suggested costume is both of your characters.
Oh,
yeah, that's going to be a bit odd. I don't really like the idea of being surrounded by nerds dressed up as all of our characters.
How are you going to feel about that if loads of people turn up in both of your characters' costumes?
It's going to be weird. It's going to be, it's going to be cool. Do it.
But, yeah, do it. Freak us out. You know, it might be a bit weird. We're going to be all nicotined and DMT'd up, so it'll really freak us out.
I was thinking about going as a clown to the actual short run festival, and I painted my face the other night. I did a practice run of my clown costume, and it was so fucking cool because I transformed into a clown completely. It was like I was a completely separate person.
That sounds incredible.
It was amazing. Yeah, but the only thing I hesitate because are we going to be wearing masks? Like if I'm going to be wearing a mask, then I'm not going to be a clown.
I'm not wearing a mask.
You know what I mean?
What?
Okay.
You're like a COVID mask.
Yeah.
I'm over that. No, I'm not wearing it. I was wondering if short run's going to be one of those like forced mask festivals.
It was last year, but like, was it last year? I think it was.
I think it was. I mean, Kelly's just trying to keep people safe, but I think wear a mask if you want. But I don't want to wear one because it's like I'm sweating in this thing. I'm not going to, I'm not going to wear this.
I need to be able to read people's lips to hear them, and when people are wearing a mask, I might as well just be deaf. I can't hear anything at all.
Yeah, I've been I think I partially lip read. I think I'm going a bit. My hearing's not great anymore from loud headphones. Yeah. So I think I partially lip read as well.
Crapmaster Zach's wanking to clown girls. There's a whole movement of like clown girls, like sexy clown girls on like Instagram and stuff.
Oh my gosh. I got to tell you this. The other night when I was trying to do research for my clown makeup, I just typed in clown makeup. And it's all these fucking e-girls, 100% just e-girls, like doing it in front of their webcam, all sexy and shit. And no traditional clowns. It's all like sexy e-girls. So I had to search Japanese clowns, and they're the ones who are doing the traditional clown makeup.
Nice.
So that's the inspiration.
Well, Nate's girlfriend Molly, she's doing proper clown. She's doing traditional classic clown stuff.
Yeah, she's cool. She does it right.
Yeah. She's clowning it up, clowning around town.
Mm-hmm.
Not in a porny way.
Yeah, there's a lot of clown porn.
This person, Mark, you're on the wrong stream, mate. You should have asked this 6 months ago. He's asking if you use watercolors.
This is incredibly uninformed. Crisis Zone, the New York Times, Guardian, Best, Jake Tapper Book Club, Crisis Zone webcomic was all done in colored pencils. Below Ambition was all colored pencils. A new fan, I guess. I'm not going to Johnny come lately, jumping on the sexy bandwagon. Yeah, no, so much for you to discover. So many colored pencil works for you to discover there, Mark. It is done in watercolors, but yes, I'd love to. I've done lots of other stuff, black and white stuff. Yeah, a whole bunch of stuff. Thanks for the question, Mark. Ethan Llewellyn's, grilling Crapmaster Zach about being a clown fucker. I forgot I did that Tedward comic, Josh, about Tedward dating the clown girl.
Yeah, you did.
Oh yeah.
That was a good comic. That was a good. I really liked that comic. I was very happy with myself. I can Wally Gropius. I can turn Meg into a sexy clown. Yeah.
I love the Werewolf Jones and Sons book, you guys, and I honestly thought that it was your collected summer fun annual and stuff. So I thought I already read everything, and then when Patrick was reading it and showing it to me, I was like, I've never seen that before, and it was all new. It was all new stuff, and I could not believe you guys did all of that in a year or whatever.
Oh, there's some new stuff in there, yeah.
Well, it was all new to me.
That's good. You didn't get the Summer Fun annual, the floppy ones?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
You did?
Is that
we
collected?
coloured them. Josh and Nate coloured different stories.
Yeah.
Right, but there's a bunch of new stuff in there as well. You know.
Okay.
Yeah, there's this man new stuff.
And I imagine you were probably quite stoned when you read the floppies initially, and then like once you got to the book, you were stoned again, and just like, it's all in colour. Whoa!
Yeah, that's probably what happened.
Well, thanks for the kind words, Alex. Yeah, a lot of people don't like that
really
book,
great.
but a lot of people also love it. So it's a divisive one, as a lot of interesting art is. It divides the audience, and it's a conversation to be had.
Any comic that I can read straight through and be entertained by, I'm happy. I'm happy about it because there's so much shit out there that sucks, and it makes me mad because it's wasting my time.
Yeah, no, we're often
literally deleting comments of people who compliment those artists.
Yeah, we did have someone leave a comment on the YouTube the other day about this book they loved, and I wrote to Josh, like, can you delete that? Like, get that off. We're not promoting that garbage. Like, fucking delete it.
Yeah.
Well, on that bombshell, we should probably all fuck off and get back to work. I think my wife just came home. She's been away for 4 days. I want to go give her a hug and a kiss. Not in this mask. She's not going to like this at all.
All right.
In your gimp suit.
Thanks for coming on, Alex. And
thanks so much for coming on for our spooky chat. I think we really got down to the heart of some supernatural stuff, bit of philosophy, very Joe Rogan-y. People loved it in the comments, I think.
Yay, good.
Keep up the good work on The Devil's Grin. Can't wait for the 5th issue. Can't wait to see you at Short Run, November 4th. We're all going to be there. Come on down, everyone, down to the Short Run comic show in Seattle, Washington. Love you all. Thanks for watching, as always.
Bye-bye.